Khabib Nurmagomedov is undoubtedly one of the best and most dominant fighters in UFC history. However, things could have been very different for both the UFC and Khabib, as the Russian has opened up about some pretty brutal injuries, which almost ended his fighting career prematurely. During an appearance on the Inspire Me podcast, Khabib opened up about the injuries which almost ended his MMA career in 2014. The Russian very publicly went through some very serious injuries between 2014 and 2016, which saw him face an absence of almost 2 years outside the octagon. Khabib reveals the injuries which almost forced him to retire. The Russian opened up about several injuries he suffered which saw him absent from the UFC for almost 2 years. Despite having a perfect UFC career which consisted of him retiring undefeated and never having lost a round, Khabib Nurmagomedov's time in the UFC wasn't all as perfect as it seems. During the early stages of his UFC career, Khabib fought 6 times in just over 2 years, winning all 6 fights and even holding a win over the former UFC lightweight champion and then top contender, Rafael dos Anjos. It was hardest time in my career, like professional career, because I remember when I dominated Rafael dos Anjos. After that I broke my leg. I had ACL surgery. After that, Dos Anjos became champion, and I tried to come back. I tore 1 more time ACL and 1 more surgery. I tried to come back. I broke my ribs. Despite Khabib's UFC career looking flawless and without problems, this was far from the case, and the Russian faced a number of injuries which would leave most fighters not the same as they once were.